It's the end of year 2 of me managing the Chicago Cubs in OOTP 26, and we won the division by 25 games. How is that possible? How did we get here? It's the start of the playoffs. Can we win it all? Let me take you back to last year and see where we finished. And again, if you love data, if you're an FM26 player watching this and you love data, this is the game for you. Down here, 2025, we finished 95-67, first place in the division, made the playoffs, had more than 3 million fans come to our games, spent a whopping $190 million on payroll, and then got waxed by the Atlanta Braves 3-2, disappointingly enough, in the division series. So we didn't make it to the league championship series, and we didn't make it to the World Series. I'm going to very briefly kind of tell you how we got there, key players that we signed and extended. But I'm not going to go through all of this. But again, if you love data, transaction log for every month you play the game, including like, hey, we designated this guy for assignment, we put him down in AAA Iowa, blah, blah, blah. It's all there. And if that text was too small for you on the screen, you can open up that screen into a local browser. It's not like hosted on their website. It's pulling it from your machine with the HTML, and I can make it nice and big for you. I'm telling you, game good, y'all. So the first player I'm going to show you is we traded away Colin Ray and a bunch of minor league players to get Cody Clemens at third base. As part of that, we also traded away Gage Wortman to the Pittsburgh Pirates for kind of a AAA shortstop, but Gage wasn't very good. In July, we made 2 trades that really solidified our bullpen. We gave up Ryan Brazier and a bunch of minor leaguers to get Matt Strom, who is a left-handed pitcher. And that was one day after we traded Christian Franklin to the Orioles and got Gregory Soto, Vance Honeycutt, and a third baseman. Those last 2 guys are kind of AAA guys. Soto is another southpaw coming into the bullpen. But I've kind of buried the lead here because the really big news is we re-signed Kyle Tucker to a 5-year, $204 million contract because, to be honest with you, I wasn't sure if we were going to find another right fielder anywhere near that. I like Suzuki, but he signed the contract. We had the money. I was really proud of the team because we survived 9 weeks without Pete Crow Armstrong doing a hamstring right in the middle of the season. But then disaster struck in the playoffs. And by disaster, I mean it was a literal disaster. First, Ian Happ, who's our left fielder, picks up a day-to-day 4-week injury, but it gets worse. And at the top here, Happ goes in and out with that abdominal strain that's kind of bothering him, but then he fractures his finger on October 9th, which kind of seals the deal. We also lost Eli Morgan, who is a right-handed pitcher that we've kind of been on the Iowa shuttle, and he gets injured. Just for a week. No problem, right? 6 days later, Justin Steele, who in 2025 was our ace, goes out with an undiagnosed injury. And 2 days later, it comes back as a torn ulnar collateral ligament. That's your Tommy John situation. He's going to miss 9 months. So let's talk about 2026. We picked up Grant Holmes from waivers from the Braves and extended Suzuki on a $162, almost $163 million contract over 6 years. What can I say? I like the guy. By early June, I'm still a bit nervous about our starting pitching. Steele is getting close to coming back, but who knows what kind of physical condition he's actually going to be in. Will he have his stuff? And by stuff, I mean 20 wins, I think 8 losses, and potential Cy Young winner. And then he did his UCL. So we go out and we do something some might call dramatic, and we went after Kodai Senga, who in real life in 2025 struggled mightily with the Mets with injuries and then just didn't get right, but that wasn't reflected in my game. Not necessarily. In 16 starts last season in the game with the Mets, he had a 4.42 ERA and a 1.3 whip. To start the season, though, in 11 starts, he's on a 3.77 with a 1.29 whip, so we picked him up, and thus far, he's given us 21 starts, 116 innings, a 4.18 ERA, and a 1.33 whip. He's kind of been disappointing, but his rating, he's a 60 out of 80, right? This is like a 3-star, 3.5-star solid player in OOTP 26. And it's just that we had to trade Ian Happ to get him. Now, some would say, what are you doing? Ian Happ is a great player for the Cubs. And in 2025, he hit a 264 with an 8.11 OPS and a 2.1 WAR. He was a good player for us. To start the season in April and May of 2026, he had an 8.43 OPS and a 0.9 WAR. He was fine, but he was 31 going on 32. He was coming into the last year of his contract and wanting a big deal. And I just thought we might be able to do better with the players that we have in Iowa in AAA, and so Hap was part of the deal to bring in Senga. Before the trade deadline, I feel like we kind of robbed Minnesota blind, trading Himetsui Hashimoto, who we picked up on essentially a free at the end of 2025, and he was fine. He actually hit a 758 with a 286 batting average at the beginning part of 2026. Like, he was part of we had some injuries. Nico Horner went out with like a broken hand or something like that. He was gone for a long time. So that represented problems in the infield, and Hashimoto played fine ball for us. And they also wanted a 23-year-old catcher from the minor league system. Sure. In return, we got Griffin Jax, who previously had played for Minnesota, and I think coming into real life in 2026 is with the Tampa Bay Rays. But he's a 55 out of 80, which is about a solid 3-star if you're used to the star system. We got him on a $4.4 million contract. He's given us 22 innings on a 1.61 ERA and an 8.9 K per 9 rate. He's been real good. He's now our closer. We'll get to why. And in that deal, we also picked up this guy. I'm just not going to spend too much time on him, but he's on an 811 OPS in AAA Iowa. Not bad. 2 days after the trade deadline, Shota Imanaga goes out with bone chips in his elbow, and that is a not short-term injury. He's got another 4 to 5 weeks left, and it's the start of the playoffs. So essentially, we lose one of our really good pitchers for the entire second half of the season. He'd given us 22 starts on a 3.52 ERA with a 1.09 WHIP. He'd been playing quite well. And yet, somehow, it got worse. It got so much worse. Daniel Palencia, who had been our closer, has 39 saves on the season, rips his elbow joint, and is out for a good 8 to 9 months, which is why Griffin Jax is now our closer. We then lose another starter, Ben Brown, to a sprained elbow that's got him out for another 2 to 3 weeks. And then Justin Steele, who has looked good coming back for us, 66 innings, 4.46 ERA, definitely not the 20-8 season of 2025, but we're glad to have him simply because he's a starter and he looks all right. Goes out with shoulder bursitis, and he's out for another 3 weeks. That happened September 25th, so just in time to miss the playoffs. And I guess I forgot to mention, Jamison Taillon is out with another torn elbow ligament. Not another for him, just another in our starting rotation, and that happened on June 1st, so he's gone for the entire season. So this is what our injured list looks like. You've got Matthew Boyd, who, did I even mention Matthew Boyd? Boyd went out in May with elbow ligament reconstruction surgery. Yay! Another starting pitcher. Can you see why we were, Ian, you gotta go. We gotta get somebody in that can throw 6 innings. So our injured list coming into the playoffs is Matthew Boyd, Ben Brown, Shota Imanaga, Justin Steele. All 4. That's like 4 of our 5 starting rotation, at least originally. And then Jamison Taillon, who hasn't played well in 2025 in OOTP, but he was injured and we were going to use him because he's on a big contract. It kind of is what it is. And then we lose Palencia too. So our rotation now looks like this. You've got Grant Holmes. Thank you, Grant, for letting us pick you up off of waivers. Cade Horton, Kodai Senga as our 3 healthy starting pitchers in the playoffs. We picked up Fernando Cruz, who we got on waivers from the Yankees 4 days after the trade deadline. He's only getting paid $750,000 a year, and he's a 50. Not bad. He could be better. He's had a 4.08, to be fair, ERA in 17 innings. The control is a bit of a problem. And yes, that's a red cross next to Julian Merriweather, who's also probably torn something in his elbow. But we have a rotation, kind of. I guess, because I've asked Craig Counsell for the rotation, he's picked 3 starters, because, you're only doing 3 games at a time, and we'll see how far we get. We have dominated this season. We are 25 games clear of the Reds. We have the most number of wins in baseball by far. The Phillies in the National League have 96, so they're 9 behind us. But we have just been absolutely decimated by injuries. Speaking of the playoffs, this is the playoff tree. We await the winners of the Nationals. Yes, the Nationals are in the playoffs, my friends, and the Dodgers. And Merriweather's out for 10 months with a torn labrum. I was going to say, shocking no one, the Dodgers get past the Nationals, but also the Dodgers were in the wild card. Counsell has changed his mind now that we're in a 5-game series. So now we're going to go with Senga, then Grant Holmes, then Porter Hodge, then Cade Horton, then back to Senga. I was kind of wondering about that, but I think it's because the wild card series is just 3 games. It's like, oh yeah, we only need 3 starters. I was like, I don't know about that. In case you're wondering who replaced Ian Happ in left field, it's Kevin Alcantara. Usually. He's 24 and has been part of our minor league setup his entire career. He's only had a 6.84 OPS. He started out extraordinarily strong. I was actually quite happy with him. kind of slumping recently. Perfect timing for the playoffs. And we've also had a bit of James Triantos come in. He also can play first base. It's actually his second best position, so he can provide a little bit of depth for Michael Busch there. And he's done pretty well. He's on a 7.83 and a 0.5 WAR. I think Kevin's was 1.6. Of course, James, that's only on, 100 plate appearances. And I don't think I showed you Cody Clemens, who I think has done all right. He's definitely better than Gage Workman. He's on a 2.61 batting average, a 7.61 OPS, a 1.8 WAR. He's hit 24 home runs and knocked in 70 RBIs. He's been just fine. And Nico Horner, who's been in the news as potentially being traded here, Matt Shaw, coming into real life 2026 Major League Baseball, has signed a 6-year extension right before the playoffs begin, worth $97 million, so about $16 million, give or take, AAV. Can our beleaguered starting pitching rotation get us through the Dodgers and somehow into the NLCS and the World Series? I was so hopeful when I was planning this episode. I was like, okay, this is gonna be great. It's gone a little sideways. Let's just see how it goes. I also find this screen somewhat unbelievable that the Cubs would somehow have the best of almost every position except pitcher and DH. / Cody Clemens is being compared to their DH. Their DH is Max Muncy. Wait a minute, what happened to Ohtani? Ohtani is out for 3 weeks with a sprained ankle? I did not know that. So you're saying there's a chance. Here we go for game 1. It's at Wrigley Field. Overcast, 11 miles an hour, blowing out to center. Senga, who has been shaky, 9-13 with a 4.04 ERA. He's been fine. He just really, for a lot of his starts, he has not gotten the batting support and the run support. And we start off with an error on literally the first hit. Fantastic. They popped out there. McCarthy tagged somehow and got the second. Now they're going to steal third, and our catcher is just going to watch. We're doing great. Popped up. Are they going to try and tag up? Alcantara is not going to attempt to make a throw. He just bounces it into the pitcher, and it's 1-0. Singin got the strikeout there against Freddie Freeman, so can we battle back here? Tucker dribbles one into the outfield. We are on base early. Let's go, lads. Lads, yes, that's what we say. Popped up. Going nowhere. Tucker steals second. I mean, he was gone by a mile. Okay. Don't see a lot of that. I mean, his speed's 40. He's got 70 stealing ability, but his speed's 40. And Suzuki strands him by just watching a strikeout. Fantastic. Senga got into quite the pickle, but then was able to get out of it. They had an infield hit with the bases loaded. We couldn't throw it to home plate in time. So they score another one. Now I've got runners at second and third with no outs. Cody Clemens, I bigged him up. He was a replacement third baseman. He's probably not going to be here next year. Pops it up, that's why. He knew I was going to say that. That brings up Alcantara. I've heard it said both ways in podcasts, who dribbles it in front and then outruns it. He gets an infield hit. Now the bases are loaded. We are at home, lads. Come on. Aliendo is our catcher. He's batting 199. We have a definite problem at catcher, but he watches that one on a 3-2 count, and they walk in our first run. Tucker steps up, and a big hit past the fence would be nice, Tucker, wouldn't it? Instead, they walk in a second one. Oh my. We have 4 hits and 2 runs, and neither of them have anything to do. I mean, technically the guys hit to get on base. You know what I'm saying. That brings up Nico Horner, who's batting 286 against righties. 1 out. Is it going to be a double play? Is he going to outrun it? No, he doesn't. Wow. He outruns it. They do not get the throw over to first, and we score another one to take the lead in the second inning. And then PCA grounds out. But we've got the lead. Bringing up Kyle Tucker. He's at 28 home runs with 81 RBIs thus far in the season. And they walk him. Bases loaded. Big opportunity for the Cubs here at home in the first game of the season. They bring in a reliever, Brusdar Graterol. Easy for me to say. He gets Horner to pop up, but are we going to tag up on this one? Camera angles need a little bit of work, but we do tag up, and we've got a 4-2 lead early in the game. Early? In the middle of the game. Suzuki hits it deep. Is it going to stay in? No, it goes out. It's a 3-run homer for Suzuki. That will clear the bases. It is 7-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Fantastic fireworks. Look at that. Ooh. New pitcher comes in, Tanner Scott, lefty on lefty. Michael Busch, who struggles against lefties. There you go. And they get out of the inning. Senga comes back out here. He's on 82 pitches. He's into the red. We'll see how long he lasts. Can he get an easy out? No. This is one of the things with the animations. It looks like he should have not been facing the outfield, but that's just an animation problem. They get a hit there, and we bring in Fernando Cruz. So Senga does not go the distance because also we only have 4 starting pitchers, so we'd rather lean into that bullpen. An 11.51 per 9 strikeout rate. Over PCA's head, that will probably score 1. See that a lot with Cruz. It's like either with Cruz, he doesn't score. He holds up at third. He either like gets a lot of whiffs or they start hitting. So it depends on how the control's doing in the game. Will Smith comes up, the catcher hits it. Is that also going to be over PCA's head? No, he's going to collect that, but they will probably tag up there. Yep, and that will finally score their 3rd run. He walks the next batter. Luke Little replaces him. He's a left-handed specialist. We sent him down to the minors just because we didn't have space for him in our bullpen, and he was the closer. Did quite well there, and he gets a strikeout there. And then he walks the next batter. The bases are loaded. 1 hit here, and the game is tied for James Outman. Kind of pops it up. PCA is there, and we get out of the bind, only conceding the 1 run. Another new pitcher for the Dodgers against Swanson, who has hit terribly this season. But as I say that, he knocks it past the 3rd baseman after 5 at least pitches, I think. Swanson goes. Easy, not in time. Aliendo at the plate. Is he gonna? It dies in the infield. Oh, look at the flopping around. Aliendo, I thought he was gonna go for 2 or for second base. Go for 2. What is this, football? But he gets an RBI single in the most awkward way possible, but we're not complaining. Tucker then smacks it into right field for the easy out. But we're headed to the top of the 6th with an 8-3 lead. Little gives up 2 hits back-to-back straight up the middle. They've got runners at 2nd and 3rd. We bring in Nate Pearson. He's got a 2.56 ERA, which is all right from a reliever, right? He's done well for us. Gets the K. Then Freddie Freeman hits it, but straight to Clemens. We got 2 outs. We need 1 more to get out of this. Will Smith steps up. He dribbles it. Is Pearson going to be able to throw him out? No. Again, kind of awkward with the camera angles there, but good running by the catcher. Will Smith is the catcher, right? Usually those guys aren't very fast. And he somehow gets strike 3 called. It's 8-4. This is a critical game. We're at home. We got to get the win. I'm confused because it's the top of the 8th, and we brought in Griffin Jacks, who has been closing for us, to start the 8th, and he gets a walk. Are we going to take him 6 innings? He gets a pop-up and 2 strikeouts. So we get out of the inning. I'm curious what happens in the top of the 9th. It was 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. They all made contact, just all pop-ups into the outfield. We're going to roll Griffin Jacks back out. He's on 15 pitches. He's still in the green down here next to my face. Let's see if he can get 3 quick outs, because we're going to need him. This is the playoffs. Gets a strikeout. I think it was like a 3-pitch strikeout too. Okay. Hit down the line. Bush is there. Collects it. Lovely. I think that was 1 pitch. Yes. Thank you. Can we get... Okay, he's had to throw at least 5 pitches here. Here's the 6th one. And he walks the batter. He's still got enough in the tank. He's in the yellow. Strikes him out. Cubs get their first playoff win in 2026. Let's go. I'm a little worried about the bullpen, though. Matt Strom is our backup closer. We'd love to use him again today in that role. Grant Holmes comes in. It's blowing left to right, 9 miles an hour. It's 46 degrees in Chicago. Here we go for the first pitch. And it's going to fall. No, it's not going to fall for a hit because we have Pete Crow Armstrong. Of course, it says he kind of hurt himself, but he's able to shake it off. I'm sure it's fine. And their 3rd batter smashes it over the left field wall. It's 1-0 early again in the 2nd game of the series. And then he walks the next batter. Okay, we get the 3rd out. Can we come back again? We're facing Yamamoto tonight. He's at a 4.02 ERA. And he walks Kyle Tucker. So early win for us. Yeah, like that's good. Let's go. Come on, Nico. He pops it up. Tucker was going, but he retreats and doesn't make it a double play. They're really keeping an eye on Tucker. They just tried to throw him out there after the ball. PCA now hits it right up the middle. That'll move Tucker to 2nd. All right, lads. I was almost going to say Suzuki's been a little bit of a disappointment after the contract extension, but he's gotten a little warm recently. He's at 31 home runs at 114 RBIs. His average is a 2.63, and he's slugging 4.95. So it's just funny how you feel about players sometimes, and you go like, oh, he's actually 114 RBI. Yeah, we'll take that. Can we make it 117? No, we can make it a double play. Fantastic. Holmes has gotten the pop up here in 9 outs. He has 1 strikeout. He relies a lot on that Gold Glove defense behind him. Tucker gets a good pop on it. Is it going to stay in? No, it goes over the left field wall. He hits it out, ties it up. Does Tucker. 380 feet bomb. We will take it. That brings up Nico Horner, who's not known for his power, but his speed. And he grounds out to end the inning. It's the bottom of the 4th. They brought in a new pitcher, like straight into the 4th inning. So only going 3 innings. It's Junior Marte now. Bush just hit one to the right field wall to take second. And then we ground out to end the inning. I was like, unless they make an error, but they don't. So we head to the top of the 5th with Holmes. It's still 1-1. And he starts us off with a strikeout. I thought that was a walk based on how that ball looked, but we'll take it. We're in a tight spot here with 1 out. Top of the 5th, they got runners at first and second. Holmes only has 2 Ks. He's got 2 walks. It's a wild pitch. It's going to advance both runners. The situation gets worse, my friends. He's on 71 pitches. He should still have enough in the tank, and they hit it deep. Alcantara's there, but that's going to tag up the runner. They'll score easily. It's 2-1. Freddie Freeman next smashes it, and that one is gone. And now it is 4-1. A disastrous 5th inning for Grant Holmes and the Cubs. They ground out to end the inning, but the damage has been done. We've got work to do, and Clemens, and it's the bottom of our order coming up to try and rectify the situation. Clemens has not had a hit yet in the playoffs, so that's not great, and he doesn't get one here. Alcantara, with his .250 batting average in the playoffs, grounds out as well. Oh, and the pitcher has injured himself, so they're going to bring in Austin Adams. We'll see if he had enough time to warm up against Alienda, who, to be fair, is batting .500 in the playoffs after batting .199 in the season. Not exactly what I was expecting. I was about to say that's more like what I was expecting, but it falls in for a hit. He's having a phenomenal start to the playoff series. Good for him. Kyle Tucker would do us a world of good if he would hit his 29th home run here. He goes off the field. No, not good enough. Not far enough. So we strand the runner, and we head to the 6th inning. It's funny, both times they've stolen bases tonight, we have walked the next batter as like what good did that do you? Nico Horner just hit a stand-up double out to the left field, like left center wall. Here comes PCA, lefty on lefty. They bring in another new pitcher. He pitched last night. Is he going to be a little bit more exhausted? Well, it doesn't look like it because he throws a 95-mile-an-hour fastball past PCA. And then we get a grounder, but that will advance the runner to third. Thought we were getting going here with somebody on second with no outs. And we are pinch hitting for Michael Bush because he struggles against left-handed hitters. James Triantos, with a season average of 284, again, small sample size, and a 306 against lefties, comes up to bat. The young man, can he knock in a run for us? Come on, James. He drills it, but too hard, and it's an out. All that for nothing. Caleb Thielbar has come in and not gotten a single out while giving up 3 doubles in a row to score 2 runs for the Dodgers. We finally get to see an out here. It's only the second one of the inning, and now there's a runner at third. This one has blown wide open. It's a 5-run lead now. Can we get the final out? No, he walks that guy. Thielbar has been good. It's over Triantos' head. Is that going to be a double? No, we're going to go for third. And he's safe. Pretty much ends the game. Fernando Cruz is going to come in to try and get us out of a bind. And he gets the strikeout, but it's 7-1. It will take a miracle for us to now come back and win this game. Since we're entering the 7th inning stretch of the second game of our series against the Dodgers, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. And if you're an old GHG viewer watching this and you're like, let me know what you think about playing OOTP in the comments below. Horner hit a solo shot in the 8th inning, but it's too little too late. I think we're down our last 3 outs here. We're going to record this because it would be epic if we somehow came back. But we're starting out with our DH striking out. Triantos, okay, gets a base hit. I'm telling you, he's been hot. He got hot in September. His batting average was really poor, and now he's carrying that straight into the playoffs. Good for him, young lad. Hit into right field. Yes, it stays fair. I don't think James is going to score, is he? Oh, they take their time. Sometimes with the animation, the ball seems to get stuck in the outfield there. He slides into third, and he's safe. Swanson with the triple. Why am I getting excited? It's 8-3. Guess stay realistic here, lads. But you never know. Cody Clemens, how about that 25th homer of the year, huh? Okay, we'll take the base hit. The comeback is on. It's 8-4 with a runner at first. Let's go. Let's go. Rally caps. Alcantara. Don't worry. He's batting 167 in the playoffs. It's fine. He's definitely not going to hit into a double play here. They bring in Evan Phillips because the other guy is panicking. That's better than a double play. We'll take the strikeout. We are still somehow alive for Pablo Aliendo. Who gets another playoff? Pablo is what we're going to call this guy. Gets a base hit. Runners at first and second. We are one hit away from this being panic stations for the Dodgers bullpen. Kyle Tucker steps up. Yes, Kyle Tucker, who was signed by the Dodgers in real life. Is he going to knock in a home run here? No, he's going to pop up to end the game. So it ends 8-4, my friends. I wasn't really... Once that 7th inning happened, it was kind of slim chances of coming back anyway. But Holmes does 5 innings on 4 earned runs with just the 2 strikeouts. And we head to game 3. So we've had the day off to fly to LA. We've gotten the news that Justin Steele is going to be another 4 weeks. So he's missing, obviously, the entire playoffs now because his shoulder is not responding to treatment well. We're going to take Porter Hodge to the mound today. 98 innings on 8 starts. He's played in 46 total games with a 6-2 record with 1 save on a 2.94 ERA. Can Porter Hodge pull one out of a hat for us? We're facing Blake Snell today. He's got a 5-10 record with a 4.33 ERA. I guess the rating system favors him because his overall rating is 55 versus Porter's 50, but you're saying there's a chance. It's 64 degrees in LA, wind blowing out to right. I think it's like 4 miles an hour. Snell on the mound. He's already got, I think it's weird where it shows the pitch count before you have like the opening montage look. I think they should fix that in OOTP 27. But we ground out here. The view, the camera angle is obviously a bit different here. I feel like much more removed from like what's happening on the field. And it's an easy 1-2-3 for Snell. Not the best start in LA. Porter Hodge to the mound here for us. And they get a base hit. Have they gotten a hit or a run in the first? They've gotten a run in the first inning of both of the previous games. But I want to say like the first batter has also gotten a hit. I understand that's why they have a leadoff hitter. But gee whiz. He tries the bunt but misses. Now he's got 2 strikes. And instead just decides to hit it. Oh, it's going to fall. Oh, the throw is off. And he gets around to third. Early days. Base hit. Or not base hit, but hit up the middle for an RBI. Kind of a sacrifice hit, if you will. And they've scored again early. They put a lot of pressure on you. I can't believe they were in the wild card series. And now they've gotten another hit. Is it going to stay in? Yes, it stays in. Lands at the track. It's going to be an easy double. PCA is there. He slides in. Easy peasy. We need to get out of here and do damage limitation. Just the 1 run, please, Porter. Just the 1 run. He's already thrown 21 pitches to get 2 outs. He's thrown 2 more strikes here and gives up a hit. It's not what you want, is it? Really? Is that a home run? Did we just give up a home run? Tucker's back. Oh my gosh. It is 4-0, and he's still not gotten out of this inning. What a disaster. Is this going to happen to us again? I think we have to fire our trainer. He gets the strikeout. Great. The number of pitching injuries we've had is alarming, you might say. So I think it's time to upgrade the trainer to avoid arm injuries completely. Hits that right in front of the catcher, but can't outrun it. Here comes Michael Busch. Struggles against lefties. I said that like 6 times in this episode, but earns the walk, my friends. You're saying there's a chance. Now we got Swanson, who's batting 209. Swanson says, the air is warm and fantastic in LA. I'll show you, GHG. Hits a 2-run homer, and we've clawed back half of the difference. You know, I guess it's better than none of the difference. Clemens steps up, and then, oh, I thought he struck out. I guess that must have been low. It misses low. I love the live play-by-play. He walks, still just the 1 out for Snell. If we can get Snell off of the mound here, early. I'm not saying in the second inning, but maybe you're saying there's a chance we're going to round it and go to third and then take the double, stand up double there. We'll take that. One hit here. Playoff Pablo steps up, batting .571 in the playoffs. And he grounds it. It's going to be an out, but we will score and advance the runner. We will take that playoff Pablo. It does impact his average because it wasn't technically a sacrifice hit, but it scores the runner. And then, oh, no, that dribbles into the outfield. We have evened it. What a game. I did not expect to score 4 in the second inning, especially with how it started. But Kyle Tucker ties it up for us. Nico Hoerner, his power has moved up to a 40. Oh, it's okay. Against lefties, his power is a 40. I was like, I could have sworn it was a 35, but that's against righties. And that's what you get. That's fine. We're back to even. We'll take it. After struggling in the first inning, Porter Hodge goes 1, 2, 3 in the second inning. That's really good because the number of pitches he was throwing was getting alarming. So Snell's up to 44 coming into the top of the third. So again, if we can get him run off and wear down their bullpen early in the series, not early in the series, but in the middle of the series, early in the game is what I was trying to say there. PCA with a slide double there. He's 80 speed and ability in stealing. That's just crazy. I thought that was a walk. That's a strikeout. Okay. One down the line, but that will advance PCA to third. We now got a runner at the corner. Swanson's up to bat. And he strikes out. Of course he does. Okay, so Hodge just gave up a hit that I thought was going to be an easy catch for Tucker. Then it looked like he was kind of just jogging, but the ball carried into the right corner, falls in, they score the runner, and they've got a man on third. No outs. We've now got a full count here, and it's a base hit. I think we're going to be the team that loses the pitcher early. He's on 56 pitches, but it's just not gone well. 6-4, and he's walked on a second runner. We still have no outs here. Oh, he's walked the bases loaded. It's time for the pitching coach to go out. Hey, Porter, hey. Let's get this one. Get the man at home. Can we get the double play? We get the double play. We will take that. You don't see a lot of double plays. Home and then first. At least I don't. But we're not out of it yet. Is Alcantara going to catch that? Yes, he is. I guess you'd call that damage limitation, only giving up 2 there with the bases loaded with not a lot of outs on the board. Snell had a 1, 2, 3. Here comes Eli Morgan in the bottom of the fourth. So Hodge does not last very long. I think he could have gone maybe one more inning, but they were, kind of wrecking him. So maybe this is more of a tactical than a saving the arm situation, because I don't know the odds that he's going to pitch again in the series. We've only got, 2 more games after this? That one's hit up the middle. Eli Morgan's been all right. 4.8 ERA, kind of up and down in the minors. We're paying him $2 million a year. Aliendo's not going to catch him there, and they get a base hit. Will that score? Tucker collects it. That should keep the runner at third, I think. Yes, but we're in trouble. Runners at the corners. They've got 10 hits already with 1 out in the fourth. There goes the runner. Aliendo's just going to let him. He can't find the handle. I thought he was just making sure the guy from third didn't try and score. Sit down the line. Throws it home. Gets the out. We'll take that. We just need 1 out here. Strikeout, please. Hit up the middle. Swanson cannot collect it. The Gold Glover. They score another. Oh, did we get him at second? They got him. That was critical. They do score 1 on us there, but at least we don't have players at second and third, or runners at second and third. Snell on 67 pitches. Can we run him off today? It's hit, but not deep enough. That's going to be an easy out. 4 pitches there. Nico Hoerner steps up and gets it past the shortstop. We'll take that. Come on, get Snell out of the game. Tanner Scott comes in. This is 3rd game of the series he's come in. Goodness me, 4.2 innings pitched, 2 hits with 5 strikeouts, 0 ERA. I can see why they're relying on him. That had zip on it, 97 miles an hour. Here comes Suzuki. That's a wild pitch. I guess it was a ball, not a strikeout. Okay, it's a passed ball, not a wild pitch. You just couldn't hold on to it because it was moving so fast. And then Suzuki strikes out. I can see why they like Tanner Scott, and they use him a lot. Dansby Swanson, top of the 6th, hits the wall. Tanner Scott's still in the game. Is that going to be a double? Yes, it is. I think it was a stand-up double. Can that get Scott out? No. No, he's on 18 pitches, though. He's starting to tire. And we pop it up. But we made him throw 4 pitches, which I guess is... all right. It's enough to get him out of the game. Here comes Bednar. We'd really like to keep this going. Get the new guy in. And we just whiff. I mean, that was... ooh. Curveball. 71 miles an hour. Heading to the bottom of the 6th, it's 7-4. Caleb Theobar, who had a just disastrous appearance for us in the second game, comes in. He wants to make amends, and he gets a strikeout. Okay, Caleb, I see you. We really need our bats to start popping here, though. Can he collect that and get it to first in time? Yes, he does. 2 outs. That's good for his ERA, which is currently at 27 in the playoffs. And that'll help, too. Nice. 1-2-3 inning. We'll take that. Tucker walked after Pablo, playoff Pablo, struck out. We get a... oh, I thought it was going to be a base hit. Ends up being a double. That'll... okay, I thought Tucker was going. So what are you doing? What are you doing? So we got 2 on, 1 out. PCA at the plate. PCA only on a 200 batting average in the playoffs with a 5.73 OPS. This would be a good time to change that, but he doesn't. He strikes out, but it made him throw 5 pitches at least. Yay! And then Suzuki's just going to watch that one. It just seems like, this is why it gets confusing with Suzuki. It's like, wow, turns out he's hit a lot of home runs and knocked guys in, but there's situations like that where you're like, what are you doing? You just watched. Theobar's doing a great long relief for us today. He's got 5 outs thus far. I've just cursed him, but this looks like the 6th out. After that last outing, happy for the guy, bringing that playoff ERA down. More importantly, getting us out of 2 innings. They're bringing in a righty against Michael Busch. It's Evan Phillips. Maybe Busch can spark a comeback here. It's the top of the 8th. We really need to not go down in the series. I do not believe in our pitching staff because they're all on the injured list. 2 quick outs. Matt Shaw comes in, who's been excellent. I hope the Cubs don't trade him. That's going to fall in for a base hit. We'll take that. Thank you, Matt. Alcantara steps to the plate and watches out number 3 of the inning. So we are down to our last 3 outs. Fernando Cruz is going to come in, hoping to somehow pick up a win. Kyle Tucker with a nice catch there. Kind of caught him wrong-footed is what that looked like to me. Cruz. All right, that's going to be out to, I think it's still Busch. Yep. 2 quick outs here. And then a strikeout. So he's done what he needs. He just needs the bats to start popping. In Los Angeles, we're starting with Aliendo. Playoff Pablo. Do you believe in playoff Pablo? He hits it deep, but they're there. 2 outs left. Kyle Tucker. Remember that contract we gave you, Kyle? It'd be nice if you'd do something with that. Oh, they beat him. Oh, they've injured him. Oh, no. I'd rather you struck him out. Oh, my gosh. They have assaulted Kyle Tucker in order to win this series. Nico Horner strikes out, tries to hold up. PCA, can he avenge Kyle Tucker? He gets a hit. I didn't even see who the runner was. Is that going to be a double? It is a stand-up double for PCA. Oh, and the runner holds it third. That's Bateman. Bateman is fast. He does nothing else well, but he is fast. So we've got second and third. Suzuki. Please. You're batting 0.83 with a 417 OPS in the playoffs. I need you. You are second in the National League with 114 RBIs. Let's knock in some runs here. A home run would be really well timed, yeah? And oh, what's the injury to Tucker? It's a bruised thigh, moderate day-to-day 1 week. I love this. In the middle of the playoffs, our AAA manager retires, as do 2 of the AAA players. What? Guys, there's better times to announce this, like maybe once we've won the World Series. So we come to the 4th game in the series, still in LA, down 2-1, despite this lovely showing of how many players we are better than the Dodgers. We're tied, surprisingly enough, at pitching with River Ryan, which is a phenomenal name. What is it, 2.65 ERA? Cade Horton is 3-7 with a 4.98 ERA. His control has been a little wonky, but mostly, I feel like mostly, he's struggled with not getting the run support. So we've got to win the game today, or we're out of the playoffs for the second year in a row. After being 25 games up in the division, there is no way, lads. I mean, there is a way, and that's that we have 4 starting pitchers on the injured list. But there's got to be no way. We get a hit early from Tucker. We get another early hit. Okay, that's 2. Did they bring in a new pitcher? Did I misread that? Nope. The number 77 looked like the asterisk when they bring in a new pitcher. PCA says, let's make it 3 in a row. Is that going to score Tucker? Tucker looks like he's trudging. Oh, he's going to be out. Yes. Oh, he's trudging. Camera angle switch was a little slow there, friends. But Tucker was not exactly trucking it towards home. He would have done better just to hang out at third. Now, the double play ball is not in here unless they walk Suzuki, who has been quite poor thus far and continues the trend. Bush, lefty against righty. It's a okay. I thought we were going to be out at home again. The runners hold. Good job by Smith to hold it. I told you he was the catcher. Bush steps up and pops up. We get 3 hits and nothing from it. Is that the series right there, my friends? Here comes Cade Horton. He's shaking his head, I'm sure. And Bean's the first guy he's trying to get revenge for Tucker, I guess. I thought he beamed the second guy, but he was leaning into bunt. I was like, oh gosh, not again. And it's a base hit. Will that move the runner to third? Yes, it will. Nice and easy. Oh, we got the man at second, though. What is he doing? I mean, you take everything you can get. We get the 1 out, but now we get the runner at third. They're going to pop it past Clemens. And once again, for the 4th game in a row, the Dodgers have scored in the first inning. You cannot be serious about that. And we didn't score, even though we got 3 hits. It's just phenomenal work. He's hitting a paltry 250 is what the text said, and then he gets a base hit. But he holds it first this time and doesn't turn around and give us an easy out at second. Will Smith steps up and strikes out. I thought that was a walk. Oh, my heart dropped there for a second. Giving up just the 1 would be acceptable if we can get out of this. Can PCA claim that? He does. He doesn't bobble it. He's PCA. Let's go. He's PCA. He's PCA. Let's go. All right, into the second. Let's just keep it going against River Ryan. What a name. That's going to be an out. He throws 4 pitches, though. He's on 30 pitches, just 4 outs into the game. That's got to be all right. And then now it's 31 because we just decided to make it easy on him. Let's we bobble this. And Alcantara grounds out. 1, 2, 3. Here we go into the second. Horton. Oh, that's going to hit the wall. It's not going to be a home run, but it's going to be at least a double. How fast is the runner? Just a double. Edmund is 213 on the season, but he's batting 333 in the playoffs. Pops up, though, to left. We'll take that. That's our first out. James Outman walks. What a name, Outman. And then it's hit strong, but PCA collects. Gets the runners to go back in quite the hurry. Oh, I thought that was a strikeout. He's walked the bases full. The meltdown in the pitching ranks has been unbelievable. Base hit, scores at least 2 here. How fast can PCA get to that? Can we get the runner that's trying around third? Swanson throws. Yes. Oh, he went. Ambitious, I'd say. It's a 2-run double, though. 3-0. We have got to start scoring, my friends. It's playoff Pablo. Here we go. And they beat him. Is he okay? He's hit by the pitch. He just walks it off. He said, you can't scare me. Kyle Tucker is going to knock this in. No, he's going to pop up. They had the shift on. He tried to go oppo there, and it didn't work. Horner steps up. And, I was going to say grounds into the double play. Unbelievable stop by the second baseman. The throw could have been better, and it's an error. We've got 2 base runners and 1 out, guys. Come on, PCA. Dribbles it in front of the catcher. That eliminates the double play. They do get the runner at second. Could have been worse. We still have 2 runners. We have an extra out now. We've been hyping him up. Suzuki. Here he comes. Golly. He struggle mania in the playoffs for Suzuki. It's the bottom of the third. They got runners at the corners. We got no outs, full count, and he walks the bases full again. I think the pitching is what is just going to end our playoff run here. Or maybe our training staff, to be fair. We throw it home. Can we do the double play again? No, not again. He does run it out to first, but at least we got an out. Popped up. Acceptable. Right? That'll be infield fly rule, so we can't intentionally drop it and then get the double play there. But they get another base hit to score 2 more. What is that throw? Goodness me. We have to bring Matt Strom in after 2 2/3 for Cade Horton. If that doesn't tell you the story of the end of our playoff run, and he walks the first batter, Matt does that every so often, then I don't know what to tell you. Oh, they score another one. We got the runner at third, but they score 2 more. It's 7-0. 25 games ahead in the division. 9 games at the top of the National League. And the Cubs are going to falter against the wild card Dodgers because of a unbelievable number of injuries to our pitching staff, especially after the trade deadline where there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing doing for the Cubs in the top of the fourth. Here comes Matt again in the bottom of the fourth. He gets an out there and an out there. Popped out to left and right. Can we make it center to make it 3 in a row? It's going to go to Kyle Tucker again in right. 1, 2, 3 for Matt Strom. I'm going to bring you back when we start getting people on base. Alcantara got a base hit, stole second. Kyle Tucker just, I want to say knocked him in, but I don't think he did. I think he's out. We do have base running on aggressive, but we're not beating that right field arm there, and I wish we'd stop trying. And we strike out. All right, they've got a new pitcher. We've got runners at first and second with 1 out. Playoff Pablo up to bat. And no, it's going to fall. Okay. But it's not a double play. Kyle Tucker, you would do us a world of good if you'd hit a home run. Instead, you're just going to watch him strike you out. Suzuki finally got a hit. I didn't even show it to you, but he did. So Bush is up against right-handers. He's batting .324 on the season. We're down to 4 outs left in this game. We really need this to not be an out. Let's find out. It's a strike. How many times have Luke Little struck out 2 and got a pop out to right field? Good little outing for Luke Little. We need to score 7. My friends, thanks for watching. Is that deep enough? Did he catch that? No! Okay. Swanson. I didn't even notice it was Swanson. Swanson just hit a home run. 343 feet, about as short as you can get it. Clemens on a 0.83 in the playoffs is up next. Can he hit a home run? Is the rally on? No, the rally's not on. We're down to 2 outs. But you're saying there's a chance. We just need 6 runs, guys. Come on. It's not like it's the bottom of our order. I knew when we lost the game at Wrigley that was going to come back to haunt us. Playoff Pablo. Is he going to be the last out? Yeah, he is. You know, I thought this was going to be, we're making a run. I thought we were making a run. Instead, it's the Dodgers making the run, my friends. Again, I don't even really know if you go, was that on the pitchers? I mean, they didn't pitch phenomenally, but the bats went cold. You score 8 runs, and then 4 runs, and then 4 runs, and then 1 run. To be fair, the pitching wasn't phenomenal. You give it 8 runs and 7 runs and 7 runs. That's not really good either. But I go back to look at these guys: Boyd, Brown, Imanaga, Merriweather, Palencia, Steele. That is like the real life Cubs heavy hitters for the most part. And we lost every single one of them this season. So I've been waiting to do this. I didn't think it was a good idea to fire the trainer in the middle of the playoffs or at the beginning of the playoffs, but it's time to say goodbye to Kevin Pop. Prevent arm injuries. Average. Well, my friend, I hate to break it to you. It's time to go. And we're going to try and bring in Rick Jameson, who looks to be much better. Legendary at preventing arm injuries. You know, we could use that. $710,000. You know what? I'll give you 5 years and $650. Let's see what he says. And Jameson signs. I think that might be the difference as we head into 2027, although I'm extraordinarily disappointed. Have I mentioned I freaking love that I can just click open in browser and it gives me the same screen so I can make it nice and big for you? This is what we face heading into this offseason. Tyone, contract up. He hasn't been very good in the game. I was going to let him walk. Apparently he's not half bad in real life, but in OOTP 26, not the same guy. Justin Steele is injured and is going to get about $20.5 million arbitration. We are probably going to attempt to re-sign him. We'll have to decide on Matthew Boyd, but he's got the long-term injury, so it might be time to say goodbye to him. We'll have to determine if we want to keep Imanaga, because it'll be arbitration. We could sign him to a deal, but what's he going to want? Is it better to take a $15.4 million arbitration deal for one more season just to see what he's got? We're going to walk away from Carson Kelly, who has not been very good. I've got to decide on Matt Strom. We'll keep Griffin Jacks. Eli Morgan probably goes. Merriweather just got a 10-month injury at 35. I hate to break it to him, but he's not coming back. Thielbar, despite that, I might keep because he's only $1.7 million and he's a veteran. And then everybody else is pretty much all right. But that will leave pretty large gaps. Like, right, it's showing Tyone as a relieving pitcher right now. He's kind of gone back and forth depending on who's been healthy, but we will have potentially 1, 2, maybe 3 holes in our starting rotation. So we've got a lot to do. But if, my friends, you've enjoyed this episode, I thought this was going to be, I'm going to cut this down. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be all the way from this series to the World Series because we are rocking and rolling and we're out in the first series against the Dodgers because that's how baseball works, my friends. But if you enjoyed that, hit the like button. And if you want to see more content like this, let me know because I've been enjoying OOTP more than FM recently. I've also put out these 2 other videos, so you might want to check those out because if you watch this one this far, you probably would like both or either of these. Yeah, that one looks pretty good. But that one. Thanks for watching.